So we're here because we recently received an invitation from the Christian brothers from the Rapture Right to take us to dinner and a movie. We hope that you can see that on the film in the beginning, and we've accepted. However, we have some, they're not, I wouldn't really call them demandments. I would say they are suggestions and to their demandments. So we're going to address each one of those, from our beliefs. Demandment number 1 is learn to pronounce Religulous. Now, what you've said in your demandment is that Bill Maher should change the name of his movie. Why should he do that? I mean, in the interest of tolerance, we believe that you should learn to pronounce Religulous. Now, in your email, you did admit that we're older and wiser. We agree. And so we want to teach you how to pronounce that. It's Religulous. It's very simple.
Religulous.
Religulous. So instead of Bill Maher changing the name of his movie, we suggest that you learn to pronounce Religulous.
Religulous.
Now, your demandment number 2 was to donate 55% of the profits to the church. We think that you should consider bucking us. Now, we don't make demandments. We've started this year-long adventure to see if 1 million people will give us $1. Just $1 from 1 million people. We think instead of, trying to capitalize on someone else's profits, that we think people should consider bucking us, including you and Bill Maher. Your demandment number 3 was to re-edit the movie. We think, and what we've done is we've asked you, when we've accepted your invitation to dinner and a movie, is that we would document our own. Instead of Bill Maher re-editing his movie, we think that we should document our own. We should, we accept, again, your invitation to take you to dinner and a movie, but we think it should be documented. Hopefully by your film crew, because as you can see, we don't really have a film crew. Your demandment number 4 was for Bill Maher to admit to being a Jew and a Jesus hater. Now, what we think you should do is, for our dinner and a movie, we should take you to see Religulous. And that way you would see that Bill Maher was brought up Catholic. Yes, his mother was Jewish, but he was brought up Catholic, going to church, catechism, and we think if you see the movie, you'll see that. So we suggest that for our dinner and movie, we take you to see Religulous, and that way you can comment more intelligently on this. And it will still go with your boycott because we're paying. Mm-hmm. Your number 5 demandment was that you thought that he should change his film production of Lionsgate. We think you need to admit that lions in American history are not predatory. Now, there's a lot of examples. We said so in our first video. We've cited the Cowardly Lion. We don't see you boycotting the Wizard of Oz. We've cited the MGM lion. We don't see you boycotting, MGM films. We've also, there's Elsa the Lion, who was part of Born Free, the Born Free film. There's Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion, who was part of Doc Tari.
In the 60s, you're young.
Right, you are young, we are wiser. The Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion was so mild that in one episode, he hatched 12 ostrich eggs. So there are many examples. There's Kitty Cat on the Addams Family that was a family pet.
I have a feeling you know who the Addams Family is.
You probably know who the Addams Family is or are. And, you should really reconsider the Lionsgate, question completely, because there are too many lions that are not predatory, and we think you're being a little biased. Your demandment number 6 was no DVD release. Now, we think that what you're doing is stunting the next generation of not only Americans but the world, because you know, a VHS is outdated. There are a lot of young people who don't even know what VHS is. So basically, we're saying yes, there should be DVD release, as to not leave out a whole generation. Now, your demandant number 7 was for Larry Charles to apologize to Borat. Again, we are wiser, older and wiser, as you admitted. So what we think needs to be done is for you all to congratulate Larry Charles. Now, if you saw the Borat movie, and I don't know if you boycotted that, you'll have to admit in the end, Borat and his village became Christians. So Larry Charles brought him to, there's our phone, Larry Charles brought him to that end, and I think that you should, you know, congratulate Larry Charles.
They had the running of the Jews.
The running of the Jews, yes. They had the running
I mean, it's all in there.
Yes, but we think that Larry Charles should be congratulated, and we think you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you suggested on your demandant number 8 that Bill Maher help you host a telethon. We like the idea, but basically we think we should host our own telethon. Now, we don't know how to go about that, but if there is a way, we will help you. We'll go on together with you, and we'll talk about what we're trying to do, and you can talk about what you're trying to do. But we like the idea of hosting a telethon, but we think we should host our own. Your 9th demandment. Now, we had a little problem with your 9th amendment, which is to tell Bill Maher to either get married or admit homosexuality. Now, we think that you should practice what you preach. In your email to us, you told us that you would like to have dinner and a movie with us if we are not married. We are not married. We are not homosexual. But you've also said that you are not married, so we have to ask you, are you homosexual? Are you going to practice? Alright, we need to do this.
Keep going.
Or are you going to practice what you preach? Now, your last and final demandment is give the Rapture Right their own show. We agree. We think that you should have your own show. We would love to be your first guest, but basically we do agree that the Rapture Right should have their own show. So, having said this, again, we accept your invitation to dinner and a movie. We've made some suggestions. We never demand, but we are ready for your response.